What is going on, guys? Welcome to the JamesWalker Show and my review of Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut, which is streaming on HBO Max now. This film has essentially been in development for roughly 5 years since production really started on Justice League, and before Zack Snyder had to leave the project for personal reasons. Now, I'm not going to go into all the details about why Zack Snyder left, the working conditions under Joss Whedon, or Warner Brothers' influence, what have you. This is going to be a straightforward review of a film that the filmmaker had originally intended. Whatever your thoughts on Zack Snyder, whether you love his films, you hate them, Zack Snyder fans are some of the most diehard I had ever met. But regardless of how you feel about Zack Snyder's films, I strongly support the notion of a filmmaker being able to make the film that they wanted to make. So regardless of how you feel about Zack Snyder's films, I'm always going to be on the side of the filmmaker to present the film that they had set out to make. And that is one reason why I waited to do this review, because I wanted Zack Snyder and the fans who were behind the Release the Snyder Cut movement to have this moment, and to have this moment feel earned, and to watch this subjectively without thinking about reviews, critiques, or scores or whatever, but to be able to sit back and watch this the way it was meant to be seen. And the second reason I waited to do this review was because what I have to talk about contains spoilers, and I wanted a chance for everybody to watch this 4-hour epic before I express my opinions about it. To say that this film is better than the 2017 version of Justice League is kind of like what The Flash says in there. It's an oversimplification, because these feel like two different films. Different in tone, different in character development, different scenes. But it is. The Snyder Cut is vastly superior to the 2017 version. Does that mean it's necessarily a good film, though? I'm not going to lie. While I do applaud the release of the film, I did have some issues with it from a storytelling and visual perspective. I did really enjoy the character development of Cyborg. I really felt that this was Cyborg's film. The character has to deal with so many things that are outside of him, while also dealing with that internal struggle. And I thought it was a great balancing act that Ray Fisher really excelled at. This was really Cyborg's film. People tend to have an idea in their head of their ideal version of a character. People have an idea of their ideal version of Batman. They have an ideal version in their head of Spider-Man, Lex Luthor, etc. And Henry Cavill in Zack Snyder's Justice League is the closest I've seen to my ideal version of Superman. I thought if I was to ever make a Superman film, this is the version of Superman that I would want in that film. Henry Cavill was probably my second favorite part of this film. All the secondary characters I thought were just kind of okay. Characters like Batman and Aquaman, I felt that we've kind of seen their journeys through other films like Batman vs. Superman and Aquaman. So their character arcs I didn't really feel were as in-depth as they could have been. And same with Wonder Woman and Flash, who I felt were just kind of really thrown in there for the sake of this being a Justice League film. Like the inclusion of Martian Manhunter, which was a complete fan service, and who we come to find out has been present during the events of the entire film. Along with the casting choice of who played Martian Manhunter, it didn't really offer anything to the overall plot or story. But instead, all this was a complete fan service. The nightmare scene as well felt very tacked on, and even though I liked the idea of the heroes and villains coming together to face the greater threat, it didn't really offer anything to the main story. It wasn't integral to the plot. And a lot of the dialogue in there really alluded to something else. Mira says because of what he did to Arthur. Joker says because you let her die. You know, dialogue like that seems to ask more questions than it answers. And since this was a dream and not a premonition, it just felt like cannon fodder to me. It really didn't need to be in there. But Zack Snyder wanted it in the film, so that's his vision, and I applaud that. For a 4-hour-long movie, I thought the pacing would suffer a little bit, but surprisingly it didn't. Every scene flows into the next scene, and before you know it, you're watching the next chapter. And yeah, you do have to take a break every once in a while and kind of stretch your legs, but it didn't feel like it was a 4-hour long movie. One thing I did want to address though is the overabundance of slow motion in there. It seems like every couple of seconds, minutes, we were getting a slow motion scene. Now, slow motion is a great device to kind of heighten the tension and raise your suspense, but when it's used as much as it is in this, I felt it kind of weighed the drama down a little bit. Particularly in the scene with the Flash when he saves the girl that crashes her car. It's supposed to be this great scene of Flash saving this girl, becoming a hero, and there's even a little bit of romance in there. But then you realize that there's flying hot dogs all around. The slow motion definitely adds to the runtime, and I think you probably could have cut out 30 minutes of this, and the film would have had the same effect that it does now. And I know a lot of people are comparing this to the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, which the production of that kind of loosely follows the same production of Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I got major Lord of the Ring vibes from this. There's these mystical weapons that the heroes of Earth have to kind of come together to kind of keep safe, keep separate, and protect. All in all, even though I applaud Zack Snyder and the creative team and talent that helped get this film put out there, and I love the character development of Cyborg, I felt that this film kind of suffered from some story issues and the overabundance of slow motion. But I still think you should check it out. I'm going to give Zack Snyder's Justice League 3 stars. You guys, thank you so much for watching. For more reviews, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.